And hey everybody, it's SK again. We are back, round 3, fight! We already went ahead and basically, used our allotment of the two most badass, scenarios there are. Tristan and Fondari, basically. I already went ahead, beat them. You guys are here for that. Hallelujah and all that kind of stuff. Praise be to the RNGesus. So I did say I was going to go ahead and do Highland, and I'm a girl of my word, so I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though it's not exactly my favorite. My main issue, mainly with Highland, is not necessarily that Wine as a character is not... He's not bad, per se. By the way, I'm not really going to be reading this. I'll give you guys a second to actually try and read it, but if you're really that interested, I'll go ahead and, you can pause it, do whatever it is you need to do. I'm not really going to be dictating anything today, unfortunately, mainly because, as I said, that the story on this is... Well, I don't want to say bad. I mean, it's probably about the same quality as all of the others, which is to say it's okay. I mean, you can tell the story is not the huge focus of this game. It's all fairly whatever. But Wine's storyline and character in general is kind of just generic compared to all of the others, you know what I mean? You got a beast man, you got an elf chick, you got a chick who dresses up like a dude, you got a dude who kind of looks like a chick just because he's like 12 and, the son of a god and all that kind of stuff, a god of war, no less. You got a huge-ass dude with two huge-ass swords that murdered his brother for, conquest and all that kind of stuff. You got a wide palette, so to speak, of people to work with here. And then here you have little corn-fed Wine here, who's the son of a leader, very just and virtuous and all about the people, and that's usually a good thing, but as a story, it's kind of like he's Superman, and let's face it, not many people like Superman, all things told. I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually do kind of like Superman. You have to kind of think about it in more abstract senses, such that, Superman is, the last of a species living on another planet, and there's actually a very strong, psychological aspect to Superman that I've learned to respect as I've gotten older. Before, he was always just, oh, whatever, he's all powerful, he's boring as a character. That's kind of how Wine seems to be. He's very, he's generic. He's your typical RPG heroic trope character, and unfortunately, possibly due to either just the writing in general, or possibly the way that the localization, I didn't want to say translation, that's somehow like taboo, or like a faux pas of some sort, that it's something like his little moments of doubt and uncertainty and all that kind of stuff, with all of his troops rallying around him because he's the greatest leader ever, yada yada blah blah, yakety schmackety. It's not in my position. It's not fair of me to really harp on Wine that much as a character, because he's really not that bad. It's just, like I said, he's kind of, compared to the others, he's fairly generic and straightforward and to the point. He's very vanilla, which is kind of weird for me to say because vanilla is actually my favorite flavor of ice cream. But, all things told, he's just not my favorite, personally speaking. He's not my favorite, scenario. He's not my favorite general to work with, because he is just kind of round, really in the middle. I'm usually the type of person that likes to play either like a super tank or like a glass cannon, something that has a really strong specialization. They may have very strong shortcomings to go with it, but they are exceedingly strong in a particular area. I'm not the type of person that usually plays like the red mage variety, where it's kind of like jack of all trades sort of deal, because that's just I like to be strong in something, you know what I mean? If I have to offset weaknesses otherwise, I'd like to be strong in something. Being equally bad at everything is just kind of boring after a while. But then again, I do play a druid in WoW, which is kind of like the jack of all trades in a way too, but, it kind of just depends. But, anyway, I'm done harping. It's not fair of me to spend the first, 5 minutes of this recording bitching about the scenario of the thing I'm going to be playing for the next 20 or 30 episodes. But really, I'm going to make an attempt to enjoy it, you know what I mean? He's really not as bad as I make him out to be. However, I'm going to be completely honest here for the sake of full disclosure, is that this is not the first time I've actually tried recording Wine's scenario here. I actually tried it a few days ago, and having a similar tirade in the beginning and thinking, oh, this guy's really super easy because he's super corn-fed and, you know, generic and bland and blah, 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 and spent like the next, you know, the first 5 episodes getting my ass handed to me because I wasn't freaking paying attention and taking it with any even slightest measure of seriousness, and I just got my shit rocked over and over and over and over again, and it was to the point where I was kind of too ashamed to actually upload it because I know I can do better than that, and I just wasn't taking it seriously. So this is my second attempt at Wine's scenario here, because I think I even said in the first attempt at this, and I'm like, oh, this guy's the easiest here, he's gonna be no problem whatsoever, and then I get my just face kicked in. I mean, my first battle, I was like, nope! I'm not fighting 7 people in a castle! I didn't realize there were 7 people in a castle, I suck. Retreat! So, now that I know that, you know, I should actually be paying attention to the fact that a video game actually has a small measure of difficulty to it, because go figure, it's strategy. Hopefully this attempt will go better, and I promise this time I'm not going to delete it and start over again, because that would just be kind of a cheat. Not that I'm, you know, not against cheating, because I do that all the time in video games when nobody's there to watch me, but, you know, let's just not go down that road. Anyway, let's go ahead and... New cartridge. There we go. Wine is in there. Woo! Okay. Let's go and search to see if I can find an extra general, because as I found out in the last attempt at this, that is actually a fairly important thing to have, so... And this time, unlike last time, I'm not going to be retarded, and I'm actually going to take the safer routes. Because the first time I was doing this, like I said, it's all been deleted. It's been destroyed off of my hard drive for all of eternity. You know, I was basically saying, oh, what the hell do you need these castles for? I can just move right up here. Oh, by the way, the one selling point of Wine, the most badass playing music ever. I love their background music. It is so cool. It's cool, man. It's pretty sweet, man. So what I did last time was I basically was like, okay, I'll just move all of these people up here and then just take out this castle and just work from there, because I'm like, dude, it's only like 2 people, right? There's only like 2 people, because all the places only have like 2 or 3 people, right? Yeah, so I looked at that army, didn't realize, looked at the castle and realized that he has like 5 people there. And I was like, oh, well, that is significantly more difficult than I was intending that to be, so... I am going to leave and run away like a little child. What? Like a scared little child now. I don't know what the hell it is I was trying to say. Invalid selection, really? I was on his shoulder. Really? There, the town. Thank you. Mazel tov. Okay. Deploy Wine, Rutger, and Mina? Actually, no. How do I want to do this? I'm probably making the same mistake I did last time, but hopefully not. I'm actually going to move them over here, and maybe instead of just abandoning and, you know, throwing proverbial balls to the wall over here and taking this one castle, I'll move everything over here, take this castle, because invariably what I found out is that Bozak is going to try and attack over here, because they're silly beastmen ding-dongs that don't apparently think before they do- Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. I don't know how they got over there. Oh, that's right. They walked up through... for some reason, I was thinking they would, like, be stupid the way they normally would and then walk up through here, up to here, and then up there. But they were actually intelligent, which was a nice change of pace because, you know, look who's the person leading them. Ha! So now the Pig Lord oh, my Jesus. So now the Pig Lord Borgon sends you. What a coward. He cannot come to battle us himself. Rather than fight, he sits on his couch and grows fatter. Okie dokie. But his day of reckoning will come by 2 people standing out in the middle of nowhere. We shall be oppressed by his corrupt rule no more. And since you are his man, you too will die. You know we came from, like, the south, right? Like, we come bearing the crest of Highland, and we're, like, one of his major lieutenants. Not trying to, you know, make fun or pitch a fit here, but... I'm kind of, like, super awesome mistaken identity crisis thing going on here, just so you know now. Don't you know? Midwestern JPEG or something. I don't freaking know. I totally ruined that joke. Fuck it, whatever. Let's just keep going. Defense! Because Link is kind of bad in the beginning, if I recall correctly. Actually, he might just be bad all around, but... I'm determined not to lose this time. You guys didn't see it last time, but seriously, it was bad, and I feel bad. Let's just put it that way. Hence why the internet will never see it. Ever. However, from what I understand is that Rock is not all that strong either. And I know that Hilga, from experience recently, is absolutely god-awful terrible, so... Her role in life is going to be to basically sit in a castle and generate troops for me, which sounds really misogynistic unintentionally. Which is weird because I have boobs, but, you know, yeah, she's just a really bad unit and I don't want to use her, basically. That's the long and short of it. Excuse me. 'Tis the season for allergies and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and take a little sip of my drinky poo while waiting for these guys to slowly move their way up and potentially do something to Rock here. Names their kid Rock, anyway. Does he have a sister named Roll? Because that's the only thing that would make sense. Ha ha ha! Mega Man jokes! We duel to the death. Now, hopefully... Oh, shit. Okay, it's only 2. That's good. But really, if anybody decides that they want to make a semi-sorta pseudo-clone to this game and they have a dueling function, please let us do something. That would make life so much more fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Dueling is fine as it is. It's just, I kind of wish that it had some side of... I just wish there was some kind of form of interactivity behind this, hoping that RNGesus actually, you know, smiles upon you and lets you win the battle. Now, granted, there are going to be some battles in which you know you're going to lose no matter what, i.e. mage versus soldier. It ain't happening. Sorry, pal. It's not going to freaking happen. Period, bar none, end of story. However, it would be cool, and I'm just saying it would be neat, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal, obviously, because I've beat the game like 15 times so far and love it to pieces. It's one of my favorite games I've made. It's just, you know, I mean, from a more objective standpoint, I can see how they could have done things to make it an even cooler game than it already is, you know? I'm tough, you know, I'm tough because I love it, you know what I mean? I kid because I love and things and whatnot, and sorts and things and whatnot. And damn it! Purple monkey dishwasher, that's not nice. I have my power button ready and everything, you skanker. Alright, now, she doesn't stand much of a chance. I doubt she'll retreat because I have nowhere to... Nope, never mind. Never mind, forget what I just said. She's going to retreat, probably get captured by Lord Borgon. And then I can go ahead and, you know, capture her at a later date and then use her as a squatter for Highland Castle for the rest of all of eternity. Ad infinitum, amen. Yep, she's going to run back there, get captured, and Wine is going to attack this dude over here. Hopefully, like I said, I've learned from my last mistake. I'm going to try and get this. For her protection, you must pay a toll, strangers. Throw me your coin pouch. Lord Wine, they are nothing more than common thieves. What is your command? Oh, this is a different thing. Last time I just had a random mook attack here, and it was something completely different. We will not bend to their ridiculous will. Instead, we shall pay the toll with their shed blood. Damn. I just gained the slightest measure of respect for Wine, and that's not really saying much because it wasn't that high to begin with. Pity you delude yourself with such outlandish fantasy. So be it. You shall die like the rest. One castle? Yeah, dude. I'm not trying to say you're not gonna win, but... Man, you're not gonna win. I'm just saying, man. You screwed! I mean, granted, it's... Wait, does he have cavalry? I thought he had... Wait, he did have cavalry, right? Yes, he has cavalry. That's correct. I knew that. I promise. Cavalry versus mage on, you know, the front of it doesn't look like much of a even match because cavalry can go through these guys like hot knife through butter, but at the same time, chances are they're going to be dead before they even reach the mages, so it's all a moot point. Now, I think he has abilities to pew-pew me. I don't really recall off the top of my head. And I check, but I'm lazy. What I'm actually going to do is retreat, and then regroup for half a second, and then stand by. So that way, they can pew-pew with the best of them, while Nina probably takes a couple of shots, but that's fine. Oh my god, please kill them. Please kill him. Please kill him. Please kill him. Please kill him. Oh my god, thank you. How was that? No. Like 7 shots, man. 7 freaking shots. Are you kidding me? Please don't die, Nina. I'm not sure if I actually like you or not as a character or as a unit of, like, meaningful, you know, purpose and existence in my life, but it would be great if you didn't freaking die on the first turn, because as much as I enjoy having, you know, that requisite useless guy, I would like you to not die. That's just what I'm saying here. The long and short of it is I don't want you to freaking die because I still require your existence for the near future until I, you know, start accruing enough generals that I can just kind of shove you off somewhere so you can lead a happy retirement. That is until the dragons come and, you know, slaughter you all in an abject misery, but that's not the point. Please capture him. Pretty please? I could use the generals. Pretty please with the yacht on top? I give up, I will surrender to you. Okay. I had no idea the power of your sword. Shackle him, but do not treat him right. He freaking tried to kill you! Perhaps you could be... Okay. Whatever. I didn't realize, you know, old, you know, Fu Manchu mustache dude was the leader, but that's fine. Whatever. I'll go with it. I'll go with it! Took the castle. Yippee freaking skippy. Okay. She got attacked. I'll wait a half a second so that way she can go ahead and be destroyed by my unadulterated might. And then with Rock and... what's her face? Hilga. I am Hilga from the Storm. That's probably, like, really, really offensive, and I apologize to anyone out there who was listening to that because it was funny. Sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Once I capture these guys, bring them back, I'll have enough to hopefully storm this castle, take everyone out in kind of one fell-ish swoop. And then I can, you know, take this one castle and use that as my staging point. Go ahead, do something with Tiris, which sounded like an innuendo and was not my intent. But I can go ahead, go to Tiris, get her all pumped up like Arnold, and then that way I can go ahead and basically start moving towards Junin Land and pushing my way forward. All things told, I don't think this should necessarily be too bad of a shindig, all things told, comparative to the others, and I'm really trying not to jinx myself here by getting over-aggressive and overextending and looking like a total dingleberry. But I don't think... this is not the hardest scenario in the game, let's just put it that way. By no stretch of the imagination is this the hardest scenario in the game. I think that belongs to either... it's a bit of a twist for me from either Topaz, Bozak, and Izumo. It's a little bit of a mix. And the reason I say it's kind of a mix because Izumo is right on the doorstep of Fundaria, who are super, super, super strong at that level, and they just harass you non-stop. Bozak is difficult because they're surrounded on all sides by units that are basically beat the snot out of them. Or I was going to say, you know, either beat the snot out of them or wipe the floor with them, and I was like, wipe the snot out of them. That's icky. But, you know, Bozak is surrounded on all ends by people who are significantly stronger. And Topaz has a very similar thing where they're surrounded by significantly stronger units, and they're in the unfortunate quality of being completely landlocked and they have nowhere to go. They are, like, beset on all sides by creatures of death and despair and things and whatnots and something or others. Okay, so first turn is 17 minutes. That's not bad. Story time? Story time! Lord Wine, a while ago we captured the thieves' leader. She looks like the knight. Would you like to see her? She looks like the knight? Would you like to see... what? Yes, I will. If I can sway her, she might cooperate with us, whatever. The thief Hilga that I spoke of has mistaken us for others. She thought that we were Borgon's men. Is that what she was babbling about? Borgon? Who is he? He is a tyrannical lord who oppresses the land of Travan. I was unaware of this. I would like to hear more. Will Hilga speak on more on the... oh my god, will Hilga speak more on the matter? Certainly. Yeah, I think this might be a little bit different than it was last time. I don't remember this quite being the same storyline. I don't know if I did something differently. Anyway. Yes, sir. What are you going to do with me? Imprison me? Execute me? Do whatever you want. I'm not afraid of you, dog of Travan. Behave yourself. Don't you know who this is? This is the King of Highland, Lord Wine. The King of Highland? Sorry. Forgive me, sire. I have been a fool. Excuse me. Very sorry. Most humbly apologize. Very stupid. Sorry. Yeah, this is definitely a different storyline than what happened last time, because before she kept saying something about Tradnor, and I'm like, just, like, excuse me. Tradnor is the one that has the god of destruction as their king. This is, you know, whiny little corn-fed white boy. So, yeah, that was a completely different story. I like the fact that she's like, oh, I'm bad. Sorry. You aren't Borgon's men at all. This Borgon seems to be the lowest of worms. Oh, I know why it is, because I actually attacked Borgon the first turn and lost, and then it was some weird shindig. But it's neat to see that this story actually has, this game actually has different, like, scenarios or storylines or, you know, story trees, I guess is the more accurate, dialogue trees, excuse me. depending upon what order you actually fight certain people in. That's kind of neat. I should have known that, considering I beat the game like 15 times, but, you know, whatever, let's not think about it much. This Borgon seems to be the lowest of worms. He is that and much more. He is a plague on society. He charges heavy taxes, and then lives in the lap of luxury while people suffer. The town, his town, is full of starving children. Why don't people cooperate to overthrow Borgon? It can't be done. The Flash Knights protect him. Flash Knights? So it seems that the key to defeating Borgon is defeating his guard, the Flash Knights. If you would attempt to unseat that obese, I would gladly serve under your just hand. Your actions seem wise. I have no objections. Very well, then it is decided. We shall overthrow Borgon and save your town. For great justice! And, you know, more units and fat loot, too. That's always kind of nice. So anyway, that is the first turn. I know this is going to be a little bit on the short side, but, you know, this is the intro, and I didn't actually freaking lose, like, the first major battle within about 15 minutes, which makes me feel good. So I will see you guys next time. Peace out.